There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. Hello and welcome to the next episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies with our special guest, Tim Davis.
Hi.
And my daughter, Sayla Domer. Say hi.
Hi.
This is the podcast where we go see a movie at our local Regal Cinema, and then we talk about it in the parking lot. Right after the movie, we talk about things. Should you see this movie? Should you not see this movie? Should you see it in theaters? Should you wait for streaming? Did we like it? Did we not like it? We try to answer all these questions and more on this fantastic podcast we have. I am Todd Domer.
And I'm Matt Malloy. And yes, welcome to our guests. We're happy to have you here with us today. And we saw a movie about pets. It's called, what is it called?
The League. It's called DC League of Super Pets.
DC League of Super Pets. Great. Yes, an animated film with many, many people in it who you've heard of or other people have heard of. Well, they've all
Some people have heard of them.
Yeah.
I heard of most of them. I was amazed.
It's a pretty big cast.
Deep cast list.
So we'll start with that. We'll say The Rock is in it, and we'll say Keanu Reeves is in it, and we'll say Kevin Hart is in it, and we'll say other people are in it.
A lot of SNL.
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon, right?
Vanessa Bayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comedian Mark Maron.
Okay.
Diego Luna from the Star Wars spin-offs.
Okay.
John Krasinski.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Was, Super Krasinski.
Or Krasinski, or however you say his last name. There might be someone we're missing, but I think
those are the
covers
main
it.
names. Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this movie.
There are. Yeah, the
Yes.
cast list is quite deep and pretty amazing.
And you don't get to see their faces, so you have to catch their voices, or you read the cast list at the end, or you go on the IMDb and look it up. So this is an animated film. Mainly focuses on super pets. The main star of the movie is Crypto, Superman's dog. Who has superpowers, just like Superman does, because they're from the same planet. And I learned something about the origin of Crypto, I guess, in this movie. I didn't really know that he came from that planet, but it makes sense. So you've got Crypto, and he's facing a crisis in his relationship with Superman, who wants to get married to Lois Lane, and he's feeling like the third wheel, or the second dog, or whatever you want to call it. And then a crisis strikes. There's this orange kryptonite that lands on Earth, basically. And the thing about orange kryptonite is it gives pets superpowers.
Yeah,
right?
not animals, specifically pets.
Yeah, they make sure to point that out.
They have to be pets of some kind, or pets in waiting. And so there's a specific shelter where one of the pets builds a device.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
That sucks in this tiny piece of orange kryptonite, and all the pets in the shelter get superpowers, including the one who made the device, who turns out to be affiliated in some loose way with Lex Luthor, and
A test guinea pig.
A test guinea pig, yes. And is also obsessed with world domination and getting back at Superman's dog, Crypto, and world domination and revenge is a heavy theme for this.
Like any good supervillain.
This guinea pig, yeah. And so she manages to execute a master plan where she takes out the entire, not just pets, she takes out the entire
Justice League.
Justice League.
Justice
Yes,
League.
thank you. She takes out all the heroes in the Justice League and captures them and incapacitates them, and she manages to divest Crypto of his powers. And so what's going to happen?
Yeah.
That's the question.
That's the plot.
And the answer is Crypto teams up with these pets who now have superpowers, which are very similar to the Justice League characters' powers. And he sort of helps them realize things about themselves, and they help him realize things about himself. And they do battle against the guinea pig supervillain, and they learn all the good things and how to be a team, and everyone lives happily ever after.
And the guinea pig villain creates a guinea pig superpowered army.
Yes.
Yes, well,
Yes.
that's true.
That's fun as
That's
well.
true.
Only I highlight that because it was very enjoyable.
Yes, it
Yes.
really was.
Not as enjoyable as this insect that's in my car.
I know.
Does it have superpower?
Causing a distraction.
I've removed it. So that's what it's about. And Todd, tell me your thoughts on DC's League of Super Pets.
Well, I will share my thoughts right now. This was a delightful movie.
It really was.
I mean, I don't know what kind of hopes I had for this movie. Like, I don't want to say I had none, because I felt like it was gonna be funny and I would enjoy it. And I guess what I was really hoping for was that good mixture of, you know, adult humor that's not like too adult, but maybe goes over kids' heads,
Yeah.
while also being entertaining to kids and stuff like that. And I felt like this had just a perfect mix of that. Like, I mean, there's something for, I think, anyone in this movie. I mean, I think we three laughed harder than Sayla did. If I'm clocking our laughs right.
Yeah, I was
So
good. Yes.
that was, and honestly, this movie's just so refreshing from the rest of kind of like the DC movies that have come out that are like dark and gritty. And, you know, the last one to come out was the Batman, which was 3 hours of Batman walking and dark and gritty. And so this was just really nice. It had a perfect balance of, in my opinion, of humor and seriousness. It did that balance like 10 times better than the last several Marvel movies, in my opinion, which like at times were just so goofy that it takes you out of the movie. This movie plays the comedic parts very well. They're very appropriately timed. And then when it's serious, it's seriousness without like this degree of, oh, we got to be goofy again because people can't handle seriousness. And I thought everyone voiced their character extremely well. And I thought the interpretations of the characters were just so good and spot on. And you've got plenty of Easter eggs if you're a comic fan. You've got plenty of Easter eggs if you're just like a DC movie fan, like of the Batman movies, the Superman movies, like all this kind of stuff. And it just was like really, really good, like very solid. I thought it was a pretty tight movie in the sense of like maybe once or twice I was kind of like, not like let's get this over with, but I was kind of like, where are we? Like, are we moving along here? I'm not really sure. But otherwise, I felt entertained the whole time. I felt invested the whole time. I mean, the animation was good and enjoyable. I mean, everything was just super enjoyable about this movie. I can't recommend it enough. That if you've got kids, it's perfect for kids. If you're a comic fan, it's really great for comic fans. If you're just a superhero movie fan, this hits on all the tropes that you would love about it, and it's going to make you laugh. Excuse me. I just thought this was a really great movie. So, I mean,
If you were ever really into Super Friends, the TV show,
Yes.
there's something for you
There were
too.
references.
that was going to
Yep.
be my theme song that I tried to sing, but there's
you
no
didn't remember.
words. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
it's just boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
So it just was really great. I highlights for me was using the original Superman score from
Yes.
the original Superman movie.
Not just the theme you think
not just
of
the
either.
theme. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the actual score
Mirroring.
mirroring. Like they really did mirror the
intro.
original intro to
Yeah.
the movie with this movie, which was very enjoyable. So I had a great time, and I really enjoyed this movie. It's going to get a high rating from me, and I can't recommend it enough. So if I've ever steered you right in the past, or even if I steered you wrong, you got to believe me on this one, I think. So that's going to end for me. Sayla, what did you think about this movie?
I think it's good.
You think it's good? Yeah. Did you have a lot of fun? Okay, you got to speak. They can't.
Yes.
They can't hear you. Nod. Yes, you had a lot of fun. Would you see it again?
Yes.
Oh. Would you see it again right now if we just walked back into the theater?
Yes.
Wow.
That's
high
a
marks.
pretty high mark.
Very, 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 very
On
good.
a
high
late
marks.
night?
Thank you for enlightening us with your opinion, Sayla. Tim Davis, what do you think about this superhero pets movie?
I am pretty much in lockstep with you, Todd. I mean, this is just delightful is the perfect word. It's just you're smiling the whole time, and even with the serious parts, like you're engaged. You're not like rolling your eyes. There's a fun about this movie, in a way that a cartoon movie should be, and that you're just enjoying it. The animation is very vibrant. It's very like I said, all the voice acting is spot on, and you might have gone in expecting a Rock Kevin Hart like joke fest like they've done in their other movies, but no, they pretty much stay in their characters and play it the way you would expect them to, and it just works. And everybody, like you said, everybody from the smaller roles to the bigger roles just hits their marks, and the jokes are well timed. The action scenes are cool looking. The jokes are placed at the right moment, and lots of it, like you said, some kids will laugh at stuff, adults will laugh at stuff. It just really is a great mix and a good music score. Like it just all came together, and it's like it can be almost like CDC when you just set out to have fun and make a good movie. You can do it, and it's something about like cartoons or animation or other feels like when you look at Lego Batman movie or other things they've done in the past that are off the beaten path. It's like those work out and they're great. So it shows you can do it and still focus on making good movies. They can happen. So if they would just kind of get out of their own serious shadow and realize that, I'm not saying every movie should be fun and silly and delightful like this, but like if you just focus on what you want to make and make it good, it can happen just like this is. And then this is something everybody in the family can enjoy.
Agreed. Matt,
Well,
take us home.
I came into this movie just really low expectations, to be honest.
That's fine.
I was thinking this will be Secret Life of Pets 3,
Yep.
and it's just going to be all poop jokes and, funny animal things that happen. And fortunately, it's not that. I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie. It was very enjoyable for all the reasons that have been said. This has things for various groups of people, and I fall into a lot of the groups of people. That being said, this is an animated film that's, I would say, primarily for children.
Yeah, that's
And the supervillain is a guinea pig with magical powers. Not that superhero movies are not like that. They are like that. But this takes it, there is a little bit of a step down from how serious I could take this movie compared to others.
Yes.
I had a good time.
I hate to interrupt, but Whiskers the cat might have been my favorite character in the entire movie. The cutest cat in the world, killing and destroying. It was maybe the most awesome thing in the whole movie.
I think that this would be like, having seen it now, would be a lot of this would be up your alley in the sense of how absurd it is, and you love absurd things like screaming goats.
Excellent. Yes, Whiskers was just.
So.
Hello.
So there is plenty of absurdity, and you're right to point that out, and I do like that, and Whiskers the cat, coughing up hairball grenades, great, perfect.
Her whiskers are like poison barbs. Oh, it was wonderful.
Love that part of it. So So yeah, it's going to be a decent score for me. It's not going to be the highest possible score because there's certain things that take me away from that, and the themes of it being a kids movie are fairly simple themes, which you would expect from a kids movie, but if I take a look at it as a movie overall, I'm going to say it's a little simplistic for me as an adult to really get into like the themes of man and pet, or you know, like those are fine,
I get
but they're not, you know, they're not as heavy as some deeper themes.
Not exactly
Sure.
newer ground. Yeah.
So, all that to say, I did have a good time. My expectations were wildly exceeded, and you know, if you fall into one of those good categories of comic book, superhero, even you're a kid, you like pets,
Yeah.
you know, any of that,
Yeah. It really
you should.
You like bright colors.
You'll like
and
this
music.
movie. You'll like this movie. So that's where I'll leave off with my recitation.
Fair enough. Well, now it comes down to the ratings.
Yes.
How many?
So many things.
You're,
So many
you guys already talked about what I was gonna put the
sorry.
rating on, but that's okay.
Hairball grenades.
It was gonna be hairball grenades, but you know what? We can reshift.
Tail
and
bombs.
refocus.
Tail missiles.
How many fire and ice gerbils
Oh, there you go.
would
There
you give
go. Yeah.
this movie? 0 being the worst because then you have no fire and ice gerbils, and that's just no fun. 5 being the best because then you got 5 sets of those bad boys, and you got yourself a little army there.
Yeah.
So, Matt,
Well, I'm going to give this an above average rating. I'm going to come in with 3.2 fire and ice gerbils out of 5. For the reasons that I said, you know, it could be higher if they went a little deeper in certain areas, but overall an enjoyable time and an above average movie, and certainly much better than I thought I was going to be rating it. 3.2 is where I land.
nice.
So,
Tim Davis.
Yes. I get what Matt is saying about it. You know, it can only reach so high as a kids movie, but I will still rate it higher than that. I'm going to go all the way up to 3.9.
okay.
I really enjoyed myself, and I think sometimes you don't need the deepest stuff to just come out and say, I really enjoyed that movie, and I would watch it again.
Fair.
Sayla, 0 to 5. What would you give this movie?
5.
5?
Right to 5.
Wow.
Perfect score.
Perfect score.
Can't
Which-
get much higher praise than that.
This is the second time that this has ever happened on the podcast. A
Wow.
5, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So
That leaves Todd.
I have this comparison that just popped in my head of, you know, the best 15 minutes of the new Space Jam movie, where it was all the Looney Tune characters
Yes.
and different scenarios and stuff
Yes.
like that. That just was hilarious.
Yes.
There's comparisons to that 15 minutes to almost this whole movie, just
That's a fair
in,
point.
in the characterization
saying,
of the superheroes
Yes.
and the villains and some of the villains.
Everyone's
it just
right. Yep.
Yeah, every Batman monologue was
was excellent.
every Batman monologue I've ever made fun of. It's just the humor was so in tune
Yes.
with my mind that
Yes, that's so true.
that I honestly can't believe the score that I'm about to give this movie. But
I can't wait to-
I'm at a 4.5.
Oh, I was
okay.
debating in
I
the fours. I was
okay.
debating the fours.
it just clicked on so many levels for me of
Yeah.
nostalgia and fun
Yes,
and
fun. Fun is the word.
great strong comedy that didn't feel forced at all
No.
to me. And just like I said, the over characterization of these heroes is just so good. Like it's like every inside joke I've had with my friends for years came brightly onto the screen and
Like,
was just
it
hitting
managed
on
to-
all measures for me.
It managed to hit like the stereotypes of those characters without being like mean or it's just the haha get it like, and it's just
Yeah, and it's got an after credit scene that is just
yes,
a top
excellent
notch level joke to me. Like just very meta,
There's
very
no,
funny.
and it's not one kids will get.
No, not at all. It plays just for adults.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this for this movie, but I'm at like a 4.5.
I don't think you should be ashamed of that at all.
Yeah, and I would definitely see this movie again, and I'll probably own it, honestly,
There's probably more jokes that we missed because it was just there's so much. There's a lot of stuff in the background. The news crawl was excellent.
Yes.
There were jokes in every news crawl, and there was a scene there where there may have been 30 news crawls in a row, and they were all jokes.
Well, and when we're specifically talking about DC movies, things have just been so dark and gritty that like
this was very
you're
bright.
just like you've been hitting the head for so many years with this kind of over the top darkness, grittiness. You know, the DC EU Superman is not really encompassing what I view Superman is and what I grew up with, and this was just a nice like
happy Superman.
Yeah,
smiling
it just
Superman.
it just was nice. I mean, it was, and I think if people can't tell, I think I'm getting pretty burnt out on the Marvel formulaic movies and stuff like that, and this was just like a nice change of pace. That's why I think it hit so home with me. So that's me.
There it is. Okay. Well, any last thoughts, Sayla?
Any last thoughts?
Any last words?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You've said your piece.
I mean, she's kind of topped it out. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good time. Bring your kids. Bring
definitely.
yourself. Bring your parents.
Yeah.
Why not?
It
There's something
really
for
is.
everyone in this
bring,
movie.
Yeah, bring your friends. Bring it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really a good time.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies with Tim Davis and Sayla Domer.
Yeah.
Yeah! Where we saw DC's League of Super Pets. And overall, we really liked it. We gave it an average rating of 4.15 fire and ice
Top tier.
gerbils out of 5. That's a high score, but we all really liked it.
I was seriously close to a 4.7, but that's what I rated Spider-Man No Way Home, and
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I can't on good conscience put this on that same level.
But 4.5 is still very, very.
Yeah, I mean, I had to come down a little bit, but I wasn't gonna betray my feelings here.
I mean, I did 3.9 because I was just like, can I do a 4.0 on this? I guess I could have.
It's your rating, Tim.
Yeah,
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's true.
It's your gut
But
reaction.
I said it. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all listeners for listening to the podcast, for subscribing, for commenting on social media.
For
As
jumping up our numbers over the last couple of weeks, which is nice.
Our
Yeah, that's
numbers
great.
have been on a steady rise over the past few weeks, over the past month. So,
If you're new to us, welcome. If you've left and you've come back, also welcome.
yeah, for sure. And be like Tim Davis and comment on our Facebook status.
Yes.
You'll get a nice response from us.
Yes,
and-
I couldn't be at that review, so I figured I'd chime in.
Yeah, you did. Tim commented on the movie Nope.
Yeah. Which anyone's free to do.
Yes.
Yes.
No restrictions on that. Let,
No
let your numbers fly.
Yeah.
Explain yourself why you disagree with us, like Tim did.
Yeah. So, thank you again, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Da 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 da
Da da
da da da.
da da da.